All right, people, I think we're live on YouTube, but again, I'll have to do that customary annoying audio video check. So people on chat, let me know if you can hear us and see us clearly, if the AV is clear, and then we'll get started. Awesome. Thank you, Annie. That was the quickest response I've ever received on YouTube chat. Appreciate that. All right, Annie, thank you very much. Hey, folks. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this YouTube live that's being organized by 2IM and IMT Ghaziabad. Of course, you know the topic and everything, but I'll just sort of set some context. We're on the home stretch to CAT 24, right? We're like exactly 7 days away, and obviously this is a crucial time, right? I mean, it's silly for me to say that. It's not only crucial from your prep standpoint. I mean, the whole aspect of continuing with your momentum, doing your last minute prep, revision, and all of that. But it's also important from a mindset standpoint, right? It's very important to have a positive, constructive mindset, not overdo things, so that you are in your best shape for Sunday, which is November 24th. Okay, so obviously a crucial time for you folks. I'm sure there are a lot of nerves right now. There's a lot of adrenaline right now. So definitely we thought that we'll do one session which will focus on last mile strategies or things that you should focus on in the last 7 days of CAT 24. Okay, and who better than CAT 23 students to talk about it? So we have two brilliant students on the panel today who excelled in CAT 23, as the thumbnail very proudly says. They were 99 plus percentilers in CAT 23. Obviously, they did a solid job in 23. So we thought it's best that you guys hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Think there are things that work for them, there are things that didn't work for them in the last 7 days or on the D-Day, and they're more than happy to share all those tips and tricks with you today. Okay. All right. So before I introduce them, I'll just quickly introduce myself because somehow I forget doing that. My name is Jatin. I'm the head of verbal ability and reading comprehension and student care at 2IM, and I'll be the host of this session. Okay. On the panel today, we have two brilliant students from IMT Ghaziabad. We have Lakshay Bansal and we have Rahul Saini. Okay. So I'll quickly give you a bit of a background about these two students. They're first year students at IMT Ghaziabad. They're pursuing their BFS program, PGDM BFS program. And Rahul and Lakshay both have a BCom background. And as I said, they're both 99 plus percentile. So Rahul actually scored a 99.42 in CAT 23 and Lakshay scored a 99.02. Okay, so two superstars in front of you. What we'll do in this session is I'll take about 20-25 minutes to ask them some questions, which will hopefully be representative of what's on top of your mind. So obviously we'll focus on last mile, last prep, and all of that. And then we'll open the floor in the second half for your Q&A. So there'll be ample time for you folks to ask questions, and we'll try to get most of them answered in the session today. Okay. All right, folks, let's get started. So again, Lakshay and Rahul, welcome. I know you folks are super busy. MBA first year students are always busy. So thank you for taking out the time to doing this for us. I'm sure our students your juniors will really appreciate it. So thank you for joining this YouTube live.
Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so let's get started. So we'll focus on prep first, right? Last mile strategies. Very broad question to the both of you. In your last week of CAT 23, what were your top 3 focus areas in terms of prep? Anyone of you can start.
So you may go.
You.
Right, Lakshay, go ahead.
So in the last week before the CAT examination, my basic aim was to revise the topics which I have a strong foundation in. I revised all the topics of Quants and DILR. And basically, I was more focused on giving mocks. I used to give daily one mock. So my last mock I gave was on Thursday.
Okay.
I used to analyze those mocks at night usually.
Okay.
So at Thursday night, I didn't analyze and I rested for the night, and I analyzed it on the Friday. And saying the truth, I actually relaxed on Saturday. My Saturday was off. I didn't study much because believe that, and my guardian also said that, and the CAT examination is not about memorizing all the stuff and putting into the exam. It's about logical thinking and being stress free through the exam.
Absolutely.
The more relaxed you are, the better the examination, and the better you will be able to perform in it.
Okay, okay, that's great. That's great. So you said quants revision, DLR revision. We'll of course deep dive into each of those sections. I'm very particularly interested on how you went about revising DLR, because this is a common question that comes up, right? Because it doesn't have a structure. You gave your last mock on Thursday.
Yes,
Was the score good? The one that you gave on Thursday?
yes.
Okay,
Actually, it was
okay,
good.
that's good. That's good. You're fortunate. All right, great. What about you, Rahul? What were your focus areas in the last 7 days?
As for me, it was completely different from Lakshay.
Okay,
I focused on my weakest section, which was VARC, and like like studying, revising it over the week helped me to get higher percentile in that.
yep,
Helping me to get a overall higher percentile, and also had given mocks almost every single day, one
okay,
mock every day,
okay,
and I stopped giving my mocks on Friday.
okay.
And I generally was not like analyzing my mocks because
Okay.
that might discourage me. So
Right, 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 right.
so I was just looking at my scores and going on with my cumulative mock experience itself.
Okay, okay. So just sort of those mocks helped you stay in the momentum for the
Yeah,
exam.
yeah,
Okay, okay, okay. That's interesting. And you said VRC was your weakest section, so you focused on that. Okay, I'm
yeah.
jumping on VRC because that's what I teach, right? What was your sectional percentile in VRC was quite good, right? How much did you score in VRC?
98.9.
Uh, Come on, man. Are you being like really humble about this?
No, I was actually scoring like 15 to 20 marks
Okay,
like consistently over the whole time.
okay,
But
okay.
in the exam itself, I got around 40 marks. So
Brilliant,
that
brilliant.
helped me.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I think students will be very interested to know, what you did in the last 7 days. We'll talk about it when we come to the VRC section. Okay, but that's great. So both of you, Lakshay stopped giving a mock on Thursday. You stopped giving a mock on Friday. You kept your Saturday free. Great. We'll talk about what you did on Saturday. Okay, later. But let's now come down to the strategies for each section. Rahul, let me start with you. So you said VRC wasn't great. So what specifically did you do in the last 7 weeks, and what do you think helped you sort of boost that score?
I actually gave a few sectional mocks,
Okay,
advanced sectional mocks, and those helped me to like gain confidence over the time. Over the last 5 days, I got my confidence back, and that's what helped me over, like in the end.
okay, okay. So just focusing on sectionals.
Yeah, sections.
Okay. Anything else in VRC apart from this, or just your focus was on sections?
No, I didn't like go through and read stuff like people always say like read
Right,
A1 essays and all.
right. I
I
see.
didn't do that.
Right. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
I didn't do any of that. I just
Okay,
went through the sections.
okay, great, great. So that's what worked for you. Perfect. Lakshay, what about you? VRC, your VRC was also very strong, right? How much did you
My
score in?
mine percentile was 98.29 in VRC,
Amazing, amazing. So what
but
did you do for
but
VRC?
my weakest section was also VRC.
Okay. All right. You folks are just being really humble about this. But anyway, but you guys did well in spite of that. Did you do anything differently than Rahul in the last week for VRC?
Yes, I actually focused on verbal more than RC.
Interesting. Okay.
I I did daily. I used to do 2 3 sectionals of VRC independently. So to analyze, I usually analyzed why my answer is not the correct answer,
Right.
and why the answer right one is right.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I used to compare both the answers, and why I thought this is the answer and why I didn't think that this could be an answer.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I usually think about creating an approach to that right answer, and I use that to analyze it.
Okay, okay, interesting. So two contrasting approaches, right? I mean, Lakshay was very much into analysis. Rahul was like, I'm not going to touch analysis. I'm just going to keep my momentum on. And this is what happens, folks. It's different strokes for different folks, right? That's why I stay away from blanket strategies, right? Most of the strategies, of course, I think students should tweak it based on, your sort of approach and your personality and stuff like that. Of course, there are certain cardinal rules that you don't break, but be open to sort of being flexible and do what works for you, right? So that's
I
great.
agree. I agree with it. I in the beginning, I started with the RCs. I also thought that verbal is a difficult section,
Mm,
difficult part. It's not a scoring part. So I focused on RC for like 2-3 months in the beginning, and it didn't show me any result. My score was just declining in
right,
VRC.
right.
Also, in last year's paper, there were a few more data questions. So I was trying to solve all of those. Like, there's no negative marking in that. So I
Mm.
tried to go on with every question.
You're talking about verbal, right? Theta, as
Yeah,
in they were odd one out, 4 theta questions.
yeah,
Right. Okay. That's good. That's good. I'm a big
Those
fan
are
of
the
verbal.
most scoring. Those
Yes,
are the
yes.
most scoring questions.
Definitely, and there's no risk. So
yeah,
especially odd one out, you should 1 in 5 chance without any risk, right?
yeah.
So you would be a fool to not attempt odd one out. But anyway, I will not get into. I can easily sort of get into VRC and make this one about VRC. We will not do that. But I'm a big verbal ability fan. So listen to Lakshay. I plus 100 to what he said. Verbal ability can be quite scoring. Can be quite profitable in terms of getting marks quicker. Okay, so think about that. Lakshay, let's discuss DLR with you. So you did say that you revised DLR, right?
Yes.
What was your approach to revision? Because we get this question a lot. Like, how do I revise DLR?
So the best way is giving the mocks for DILR.
Mm,
The proper full length mocks help you to shape your memory like that. Uh, you need to like first you give an English section of 40 minutes. Then after giving the 40 minutes, your mind is in a kind of a state where either a person or a aspirant is a little bit tired or he
yep.
become energetic. So usually as I started the mock, I was in a kind of uh, lazy momentum. I
Right.
So after doing the whole English section, I would be like a little bit energetic.
Right.
So it would help me in the performing my best in the LR section.
Nice.
So I actually myself focused on a more of a LR question than DI because
Okay.
DI are quite lengthy
Right.
and it could waste my much of the time. So I focused on the LR sections only.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay. That's
I
good.
remember the last few mocks I gave, I was able to score. I was able to complete 2, 3, or even in one mock. I remember I completed all 4 sets in 40 minutes of span LR.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay. And
So
in terms of like analysis of that, right? Let's say you're attempting. So 4, of course, is a very rare thing that happens, right? You typically are
yes,
able to attempt 1.5 to 2 sections, typically, or one maybe. Did
no,
you sort of? Sorry. Yeah.
actually I was able to complete 3 sets
Okay.
easily in the section.
Okay.
At the beginning it was like half or one, but it gradually moved to 2 or 3.
Okay. Okay. That's great. That's great. What about you, Rahul? Any sort of specific tips around revising DLR or what to focus on for this section?
Not really like tips, but unlike the VRC thing, like what people used to say to read A1 essays and all, I was saying. But in case of DILR, people were saying that stats may come. So I was reading about stats a lot, and one of the sets did come. So I was able to solve that set quite easily, and I also solved another set that, and I did think that would be enough, and that pretty much was. I got a
Okay.
99 plus percentile in PR DILR as well.
Okay.
So like trying to consistently get like 2 sets correct, that's quite enough.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Let's come down to Quant, and of course, Quant was a curveball. I mean, that's an understatement. Last year, we'll talk a little bit about that. But quant preparation. Rahul, what was your strategy? Like, I mean, of course, there's revising formulas and all of that, the standard things. But was there anything specific that you did to revise Quant?
Well, revising the formulas,
Right.
it was the basic thing I used to do every single day. Every
Okay.
day I used to wake up, I used to write down all the formulas that I had like wrote down my formula book, and it was like 4 pages of formulas every single day. So I clearly remembered every single one. That helped
Nice.
quite a bit.
Okay. That's like heavy duty revision every
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
That's good. That's good. Okay. What about you, Lakshay?
Mine was completely different. I didn't had prepared a formula book like him.
Okay.
I just used to give one more sectional of
Okay. Okay.
VRC.
All right. Okay. Okay. Plus the analysis part that you focused on.
Yes, analysis part.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. Okay.
Uh,
Awesome. So sorry, Lakshay, you were saying something?
so for the analysis part, I would like to add that first
Yep.
I looked at the questions which I did wrong. So when I looked at them, I tried to solve them using different approaches myself first. Then I would look at the solution. This would
Okay.
help me train my mind, exploring different angles, and it would help me make the type of question familiar with me.
Okay. 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 That's interesting. That's interesting. All
Also,
right.
actually,
Yep.
if you're quite good at quant, you can also help your friends with that because that helps you revise as well.
Nice.
I
Nice.
I did
Okay.
that quite a bit, so I was able to like revise myself as well and helping them
Oh,
at the same time.
that's an interesting tip. That's an interesting tip. Okay, okay, good, good. So I think yeah, just helping your friends, you kind of helps you revise
Yeah,
your concepts. You also gain karma points, which I think will help you
yeah.
right on the on the exam day. So maybe that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Do that. Don't do that for the karma points because then it doesn't work, right? It's twisted.
Don't do that in CAT examination.
That is very important. That is very important. Don't do that in CAT examination. There you go, folks. Don't do that. Okay. We've spoken about mocks, right? You folks like mentioned that pretty much you gave a mock every day, sectionals. Lakshay analyzed, Rahul didn't, and both of them stopped latest by Friday. Rahul went till Friday, Lakshay stopped on Thursday. So that part is covered. Revising errors from old mocks. Did you like? I hear some students doing that. Like, did you pick like PYQs that you attempted in the past, and did you revise errors or something like that? Was that a part of your revision in the last 7 days?
Not
No.
like not from the mocks because I was actually too scared to like go back and get this. I was pretty sure I'd get discouraged, so I
Okay.
just didn't
Okay.
even
Okay.
try to do that.
Interesting. Interesting. So past is past. You just forgot.
Yeah,
You moved on. Okay.
yeah.
Lakshay, did you go back and revised or just new mocks for you? Okay, I think
Yes.
he's having some internet issues. Okay, we'll wait for him to come back. Um, okay, so one more thing about mocks, Rahul. Was your focus on past year papers, or were you doing like other
No,
mocks
during the last week it was on the previous year questions as well, but before
previously?
that I was only looking at the general marks.
Okay, okay, okay. Lakshay, are you back? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. There
Okay,
was a network issue.
that's fine. That's fine. Now I was just asking about mocks. Like, did you revise? Did you pick up like old mocks and revise your errors?
No, I didn't.
You didn't.
I
Okay.
gave I gave too many mocks and there was too many errors in them. It didn't make sense to revise it.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. And last question on mock before we proceed. Error log. Did you guys have some sort of error log where you noted like patterns of your errors and that helped you in revision? Did you do anything of that sort?
In
I
the
tried to
last week,
look.
yes.
I tried to look and figure out which section was strong and which was weak, and particularly in a section which my score are increasing or decreasing, but it never showed a pattern. It
Okay.
was like a graph in stock market, like up and down and
Okay.
may go anywhere.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
In the
Rahul, what?
last week, I actually did. Like, I do think it was on the website of 2IM itself,
No. Okay.
the
Okay.
previous year questions.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
I gave the mock, I gave the CAT exam in 22 as well. And I tried giving the same exam
Okay.
and I got such a great score. I
Oh,
was like,
that's
why didn't I study last year?
that's amazing. That's amazing. By the way, I didn't ask him to mention to him. Okay, he's just mentioning that
No,
organically. Just clarify.
I just
Yeah.
remembered that.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Thank you for doing that. Okay, awesome. All right, folks. I know on chat you folks are patiently waiting. We'll answer all your questions. Okay. In the second half, I'll try to answer as many questions as possible. Just moving now from 7 days to the D day, right? Of course, we will talk about Quant and what happened with Quant, but on the D day, number one, which slot were you guys in? Like
First,
both
Third,
first slot for you and Lakshay, you?
third.
Third. Okay. Why are you laughing for third? Because third is supposed to be complicated. Is that the mindset?
third one was the toughest one because
Right, right.
the
It turned
quant,
turned out to be the top. Correct, correct.
quant
Turned out.
was quite tough, and yeah, the topper was from that section.
Right. Right. Okay. Got it. So on the D-Day, in terms of just like, I don't know, what was your, did you do anything specific, or you just sort of woke up, landed at the exam center, gave the exam, and that's it? Or was there a routine that you followed? Again, I know Lakshay, you were sorry, Rahul, you were in the first slot, so not much to do on the D-Day. But anyway, what did you
I
do? Did you guys do
actually
anything specific?
I actually was going to sleep at 11 p.m., but my sister asked me for her Netflix password. I was like, how would I know that? And I and I woke up and I couldn't sleep till 4.
Oh
And then
wow,
at
okay.
6 I had to leave.
Okay, wow, okay, okay. And did that affect you, or the adrenaline took care of that?
I don't know. Didn't affect me much.
Right, right. That's what happens, by the way, to a lot of students, folks. I know, like sleep, we say that, oh, you should sleep and all of that. But if you don't get sleep on the, especially if you're on slot one on the previous night, don't worry too much about it. The energy and the intensity that you'll have will take care of that sleep deprivation. You'll crash after the exam, but who cares about
Yeah.
that, right? And the exam, you'll be in top shape. Lakshay, what about you? Slot three, obviously the anxiety keeps piling up. What did you do to take care of that?
I didn't quite remember at what time I did sleep, but I do remember woke up at 2 p.m.
Okay. Oh, you woke up at 2 p.m. Okay. Nice.
Yes,
Okay.
I took a bath and had a lunch,
Okay.
and then before 1 hour, uh, my cen- my test center was like 45 minutes from my home.
Right.
So before 1 hour, I started calling my friend because he had the same center, and were planning to go together. But he came just before 40 minutes.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
And after he came, he said he had to pick two more friends.
Right. Right.
And uh, those friends had their cat 23 in the first slot. So they was just tagging along.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And when we were going through the highway, one side was closed, and the person who was driving the car, uh, he had actually he had the exam, and he was a crazy driver driving at a speed of 100 on the wrong side.
Wait, this is what? This is Gurgaon, or what city was this?
It's Haryana.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
And I do remember I was sitting in the front, and Haryana Roadways at full speed was coming in the front, and he was not like reducing the speed, and people at the back was
Oh
shouting.
boy. Oh boy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
So actually, it helped me uh, relieve all my stress.
Oh, interesting. Okay, it worked. It worked in the opposite way. Okay, definitely not recommended to do what Lakshay did. But again, but I'm glad you were okay. So you reached in time, and then you
Yes,
just maybe
actually,
just
the
on time.
story continues, but it would be too long.
Okay, all right. We'll come back to it if we have time. Okay, awesome. Great. So let's talk about Quant, right? Elephant in the room. So last year, Quant turned out to be a big curveball, right? Rahul, you were in slot one, so obviously you got like the major sort of
Yeah.
attack of that. How did you handle that? Like, what was your like? How did you navigate that sort of curveball?
I was actually getting quite a good score in quad all the
Hmm.
way, but
Okay.
in the exam I did
Okay.
because of the exam, the way it
Right.
was.
Right. Right.
Like, it was still quite doable. Like, even in a tough exam, there were 4 to 5 questions that could be done within 2 minutes itself.
Right.
And the other questions were actually quite tough, but you could still get 2 or 3 more.
Okay.
So yeah, if you've done your preparation quite well, you could still have gotten quite a few correct. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you said that you didn't score as much as you had expected, right?
Yeah.
Any learnings from that, like things that you could have done better in the exam that
There
can
was
help
nothing
students?
actually that I could have done better other than like not losing my focus and like because the questions were quite tough, so I
Yeah.
didn't expect that, and
Yeah.
that did shake me a bit. So I wasn't able to like go through them consistently as I used to do in the mocks before.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that did affect me quite a bit.
Okay. 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 Sounds good. Lakshay, you scored very well in quant. What was your percentile in quant, Lakshay?
98.69.
Okay, so you did brilliantly, and then slot 3 was also obviously the toughest. But again, you had some intelligence, right, from slot 1 and slot 2. How did you navigate the curveball? Like, what were your learnings out of it?
So actually, I messed up my LR section.
Okay.
So when my quant section began, I first firstly relaxed, took a deep breath for like 10 to 15 minutes
Mm-hmm.
to leave aside what happened and to continue on the quants. So like my strategy is going one by one.
You mean 10 to 15 seconds, right?
Yes,
Okay, no, I heard minutes. I was wondering. I was like, wow,
10 to 15 seconds.
50 seconds. Okay, just clarifying. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So my strategy was to go to each question one by one, leaving
Mm.
the lengthy question or the question I think I would not be able to solve. So I just tackled along all the questions all the way down, and I opened a question and my time got over. I was not able to see last 8 question what was there, what
Okay.
was inside.
Right.
Also, last year's Quant as well had quite a few Tita questions, so
Hmm.
you could have
Yeah.
guessed a few,
Yeah.
even
So
Yeah.
if you didn't have that.
Definitely.
when I think about it after the exam, I thought that I choose the lengthy questions in the starting. That's why
Mm.
I lost the time for the last questions.
Okay. 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 So then that whole I'm sure you folks are aware. It's called different things for different students refer to it differently. That whole round 1, round 2 strategy. Like round 1, you attempt the manageable questions. Round 2, you come back for the complex ones.
Yeah.
Would you recommend something like that, Lakshay? Would
Mm,
that have been better?
I believe that leaving 1 2 questions at the start, at the last would be much better than going to the first question and checking all question, because it would take much more time clicking on all the question and seeing which is doable again and again. So
Okay.
going in the round one and completing it in round one is the best, I would say.
Okay, okay. But then how do you avoid the situation that you were in? Like you were in that situation where 8 questions you weren't able to see, right? So is it
Yes.
just about pulling yourself away from difficult questions, not getting stuck?
Yes, actually, in the questions which I had attempted, most of them which I didn't attempt the question which were difficult,
Right.
and I found I would not be able to do. But I only attempted those questions which I am sure I could do them accurately,
Okay.
because CAT examination is more likely to do accurate question and then solving all questions.
Right. Right. So you focused on accuracy. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, people. I know there are a number of questions. We'll answer all of them. Don't worry. We're just about to come to Q&A. So just hang around. One question that I think I already saw in chat, right? So just before we go back to prep, we'll discuss more about prep. But one question that came up on chat and that I was expecting it. So both of you were 99 plus percentiles, right? So the question is, what made you choose IMT Ghaziabad over the other choices that you had? Right, and that question is bound to come up. So yeah, so just I'm very curious to hear from the both of you. Why IMT Ghaziabad, given that you had a very high percentile?
Well, in my case, I just was expecting a lower percentile, like around 90 percentile. So
Okay.
I didn't apply for most of the colleges like
Okay.
SPJ and MDI and all.
Right.
And the options I had were Blackie, Mumbai, and Shillong.
Okay.
So like I didn't get a call from Mumbai and the Blackie colleges. I got the call from Shillong, which are ULC, which is the upper limit criteria, which the folks would get to know after they get their results.
Okay. Okay.
And other than that, I had cap calls, but I guess I will see them. I don't know about that.
Right.
And I had converted a few baby AMs and new AMs as well.
Okay.
But over that, I chose IMT because the course which I have chosen,
Yep.
BFS, which is
Yep.
Banking and Financial Services, it is basically what I think has quite a good prospect in future and
Right.
would help me to grow career-wise.
Okay. 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 So I'll talk about that BFS choice a little bit. I was chatting with Lakshay before the session. I'll come back to that. Lakshay, what about you? Why like what made you choose IMT Ghaziabad?
So starting like Rahul said, Rahul got black equals. I didn't get any old IM calls.
Okay.
Regarding, I think that IMT is on par with top new IMs and
Right.
better than many old IMs. No, sorry, old new IMs. But- Sorry, I messed up.
That's fine. That's fine. We got it. Yeah. Got it.
So it's
Better
actually
than the
better
new,
than
better than the
many
new,
new IMs.
many new IMs. Yeah. Perfect.
And of
Perfect.
course, better than old IMs. I converted few old IMs, but they were not worth it as IMT.
Right.
And actually, IMT, after experiencing life at IMT, I could say that the faculty we have at IMT is much more better than I have ever experienced in my life.
Okay. Okay.
And
That's good.
the facilities which are provided, the educational facility, the all the licenses regarding different website to access the knowledge is much much greater or best as I talk with my friends at different IMs. They are not getting the access to those websites, but we are getting.
Okay. Okay.
Also, I can say that our library at IMT is one of the best libraries in India.
Okay. Okay. That's
And
great.
of course, the course I chose banking and financial services. It was not offered in many of the IMs.
Okay.
So
Also,
I had to
IMT
go.
does like the BFS course does have a tie-up with NISM
Right.
for which we'll go to Mumbai for 2 weeks, for
Nice.
6 weeks,
6 weeks, 6 weeks.
6 weeks. So
Nice.
that's quite like different thing that no other college provides.
Okay. Okay. That's good.
Also,
That's
we
good.
had for the BFS program, we had the tie-up with Belgium also, a college in
Okay.
Belgium.
Okay. Okay. So you get to spend like you get to do like an exchange program
Yeah,
there.
like
Okay.
there used to be like this thing of exchange for 2 months, but instead now we have this NISM thing.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Okay. Interesting. And Lakshay, I'm glad you as a teacher, right? I'm very happy when MBA students talk about academics. Otherwise, it's just about placements and the story ends there, which kind of annoys me as a teacher. Obviously, placements are important, but I'm glad you spoke about the quality of faculty, the resources that you have at IMT. Also, the alumni network that you folks have, like that's like IMT, one of IMT's USP, right? The
Yeah,
strong
Yes,
alumni network that
the
you guys have.
alumni network is
yes.
actually quite good. Like our seniors, like club wise as well, like the clubs and committees that we have, the seniors from there also help their like juniors quite a bit to
Okay.
get placed.
Okay. Okay. That's good.
Like
That's good.
if our super seniors, like I'm in health and wellness, so the super seniors did like help our like the ones in my batch. They were also helped by the super seniors as well to
So
get
super
placed.
seniors meaning the alumni, the people who have
Yeah, the
passed out.
alumni. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. You call them super seniors, is it?
yeah,
Nice, nice, nice name. Okay. And so you guys get like help with like what internships, placements and stuff from the
yeah,
alumni network? Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we get guidance from them
Okay.
and how to approach different companies or interview with different HRs.
That's good. That's good. That's good to know. All right. Tell us a little bit about the BFS program. So you both of you, I know both. So by the way, both of them have a BCom background. So BFS, Lakshay, you were earlier telling me about the focus on banking and investment banking and stuff like that. Talk a little bit about the program. Like, what does the program focus on? What kind of placements do we have? The nature of placements.
So mm, BFS program generally deals with the core banking functions, like many other colleges focuses on analytics.
Yeah.
It merges analytics and different prospects like finance, marketing, HR, all combined related to the core roles in banking sector.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
There's
That's
also
good.
quite a few fintech and IB roles. Also, there's risk roles. The risk roles here are quite good. Like
Okay.
you can get into top companies. Like,
Okay.
the
Okay.
placements here are quite good. Like the placement season is on right now, and the people are getting placed quite well.
Okay, that's good. Good to know that. Awesome, awesome. All right, folks. So I know let's move to your questions. Thank you for waiting. Great session so far. I'm sure you've gotten a lot of like good insights about prep and all of that. We'll talk more about prep. One question that is related to what we were discussing. So Pradipta wants to know BCom with WorkX. So both of you were freshers, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, okay, great. So that question is sorted. All right, I'll just go in like chronological order. I'll pick questions and we'll start answering it. Somebody called Zetrox in chat says, lend me your skills for one day seniors. Anyway, okay, mock scores. There's a lot of questions about mocks. Were your mock scores consistently high, or did you folks have fluctuations, especially in the last week? Were there fluctuations?
I just had one good mock score. I had 90 in one mock, and
Okay.
all the other mocks I had like starting in the start I had like 30, 20, 15 as well. But in the middle phase it was around 60.
Okay. Okay. And then your raw score in CAT 23 was?
72 or something.
Okay. So it turned out to be one of your best mocks.
Yeah.
Great. Great. Amazing. Lakshay, what about you?
In starting, it was like starting from 22, then dropping to 6, then again rising, then falling. It keeps on. Then I remember, like in September, it was like 50s, and in the last week, it was between 70s and 80s. It actually on Tuesday, the mock I gave on Tuesday, it dropped to 54 again, but it rises on the next two mocks,
Okay.
Wednesday
Okay.
and Thursday.
Okay. Okay. How did you tackle that? I mean, that would have been a downer, right? On Tuesday, sort of getting a 54. How did you
Yes,
how did you guys tackle that?
yes, it was a downer, but there was my friend who also gave, and he also scored less. So it convinced me that the mock was difficult.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
My 90 score was like 2 weeks before the exam. So after that I was quite chill. Like I can like get a good score. I was thinking
Okay.
it's
Okay.
fine. Whatever
That's
happens, happens.
That's good. That's good. Okay. All right. Let's go for another question from chat. So Niharika is asking if my quant is weak. Should I do quant sectionals or quant PYQs for topics that are my strengths? What would you recommend?
Ask like sure.
Right. Lakshay, go for it. You're the quant king here. So tell us, quant sectionals or quant PYQs for topics that are Niharika's strengths?
Sectionals.
Sectionals. Okay, that would help. Okay. Okay, there you go, Niharika. That's your answer. Let's go to okay. So Jitu, your score is answered. Priyanshu saying both of you have terrifying pre-cat stories, but lovely cat scores. That's great. That's great. That's what you want, right? The cat scores are lovely. So don't worry about all these pre-cat terrifying stories. Okay, Ashish is saying mine is slot 1, and I'm a hard night owl. However, I'm trying to adapt with timing, but it's not helping at all. And that sort of thing, I'm not able to sleep till 3 or 4. What should I do?
That's fine. That won't work anyway. I used to wake up at 3 or 4, but on the exam day you'll wake up within 2 hours as well.
Okay, all right. Were you a night owl as
I
well?
used to watch matches till 4 a.m.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I still do.
Okay. Okay. But and you slept for like what, 2 hours? You said the day before the exam.
Yeah,
But you were
on the day
fine.
of the exam. Yeah.
You were fine. Okay. Okay. Do you drink like coffee, Red Bull, anything
No.
of that sort? Nothing.
Nah.
Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, don't experiment with too many things. I keep hearing these things, some crazy things I've read, which obviously I'm not going to discuss. But something that you haven't tried before, especially Red Bull, be careful. Tread carefully. Okay. Let's see. Right. What is the best course of IMT except marketing?
BFSI.
BFSI. Right. Okay. So of course, IMT Ghaziabad is known for marketing, definitely. But BFSI, both of you chose that, and that's also one of the best courses. There you go. So that's your answer, Raman. Does IMT have sectional cutoff?
I don't think so. No. They don't.
They don't. Okay.
Didn't need to check.
Right.
They don't. They don't.
Right. Lakshay, by the way, Lakshay had very consistent sectional scores. He did really well in all the 3 sections. Rahul did phenomenally well in 2 sections. He did really well in DLR and VRC. Is that correct, Rahul? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And Quant was reasonable. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Interesting. Market option. That's the name. Sorry, I have to call you market option. I don't have a choice. Strategy for DLR, set selection. That's a big thing, right, in DLR. Is there a strategy that, because both of you did very well in DLR, what was your strategy to pick the right set?
I don't do calculation intensive sets.
Okay. Okay.
That's the only strategy I had.
Okay. So avoiding
I avoided
you avoided DI.
So the same thing.
lengthy sets.
Okay. Okay. So that's it. Basically scanning a set, figuring it out, whether
Yeah,
it's
like it can be quite difficult to manage your time while calculating so much. So it does help if you don't have to do that. Instead,
And
I did the stats one. It was like zeros and ones. So I was like way too easy.
okay. Okay.
more calculation leads to more chances of error.
Right. Right. So staying for both of them, it was like staying away from calculation intensive sets or DI sets. Okay.
And for Ella, I focused on the doing the most familiar set first.
Yeah,
Mm.
arrangements is quite easy, so you can go for that. But if you don't know a particular one, then may as well not do one.
Okay. Okay. For LR, then familiarity, depending on your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. All right. Let's see. What percentile do we need to get crack new IMs as a fresher with 887? Anik, we'll worry about all of those things after
You
CAT.
can get
Okay.
the UMs on my score as well.
Right. And right now just focus on maximizing your percentile. We'll worry about those things later. You have enough on your plate to worry about right now. Okay, 2025. Kevin, I'll come down to that later. I have to prioritize CAT 24 questions. Otherwise, my students will really dislike me if I go to 25 right now. We'll come back to your question. Okay. Is it possible to get placed? Okay, fine. We'll come down. There are general questions there. We'll come back to that. Okay, so let me ask you folks. So last week, right? Of course, nerves are high, anxiety is high, all of that. You guys would have faced that as well. I mean, these two seem very zen right now, but remember they're 1 year away from from the experience. So I'm sure the last 7 days would have been nerve-ridden for you as well.
Quite terrifying.
So sorry, say that again.
Quite terrifying.
Quite terrifying. Okay. So what did you do anything to sort of take care of that? Like, I know it's a little bit of a strange question,
Avoid
but
social media.
avoid social media. Okay, that's good. That's good. Anything specific that you avoided or just generally
And
social media?
avoided Instagram particularly.
Okay.
I didn't do anything of that sort. I just like spent my time with my friends and family. That helped me quite a bit to
Yes,
relax, and
spending time with family is the best.
yeah, it
Okay.
will relax you quite a bit.
Okay.
It
Okay.
does it does sound cliche, but
No, but I mean it is
it does help.
yeah, yeah. I mean these suggestions are rarely path breaking. You
Yeah.
just go back to the basics, right? So
And
spending with family, friends. If you have a pet, I mean, I'm a big
Yeah.
dog lover. If you are you folks
and
like yeah, go ahead.
also breathing fresh air.
Breathing fresh air. Okay.
I
Daily
remember
yoga.
I used to walk at the roof for a short break. Like the time I used to study at night, I went to roof like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. for walk.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Okay. So just stepping outside and breathing fresh air. But this might also differ based on the city that
From
you're
person
in.
to
But
person.
but anyway, but definitely step outside, and get that fresh air. I think that's important. Uh, Anything else in terms of like fitness or something? Did you guys focus on like physical fitness or anything of that sort? Nothing like that.
no,
Avoiding Swiggy, avoiding Zomato,
nothing like that. I used to
nothing
have
like that.
anything.
Okay, okay, that's good.
Don't do heavy exercises before the examination.
Right.
In this week, because if you get a strain, then
That's true. That's true. I was reading somewhere. I mean, I don't know. I probably shouldn't name the source. I was reading somewhere. Somebody was asking a question saying, "Should I hit the gym before my slot or after my slot?" So I mean,
after
yeah, exactly. I mean, these questions are just amazing questions. Okay. Let's see. Da-da-da. Interesting. Ashish is asking specifically VRC. Obviously, it caught my eye. How many RCs you guys used to attempt in VRC? Typically,
So,
two. Okay. Very nice. So with two, Rahul, you got to a 98 point. How much?
98.93 something.
98.93 with two RCs and VA.
Yeah.
Very nice. There you go. Amazing. Lakshay, what about you?
1 or 2.
One or two. Okay. And VA as well.
Yes.
Okay.
8
And
question
you also went to how much in VRC?
I scored 39 before scaling.
Okay,
I
but
also scored
percentile
39.
Hmm?
I have 39, but
percentile. What is the percentile?
this was
98.29.
98.2.
Okay, okay. There you go. There you go.
Close enough.
This plus VA. Focus on VA, folks. That's if you want a tip from me, although you didn't ask, but
Yeah,
I'm just giving a
the
tip.
most score you can get is from VA,
Yes, I
obviously.
agree. I agree. Completely agree. Okay, awesome. Do you choose VA first or RC?
VA.
And time,
VA.
Every single time VA.
or you start very emphatically VA. What about you, Lakshay?
VA.
And what was the time split?
Like 8 question, 16 minutes.
Okay, so 16 minutes for VA, remaining for RC.
I used to give 10 minutes for BA in the start, and after that, I'd go for RCs, and whatever time is left, then BA again.
There you go. Okay. Again, folks, this differs from student to student. Everybody,
Yeah.
they have their own approach. At this
I would
point,
recommend our ideal time would be 10 to 12 minutes.
They would
there you
have
go.
an idea by now, like they
Correct.
must have given quite a few notes.
Exactly. Exactly. So stick to, don't make huge structural changes at this point in time.
Yeah.
You've given your mocks, you know what's your sweet spot and what works
Mhm.
best for you. Okay. Must do chapters for quants. Anything to focus on at this point in time?
Do not try anything new.
Don't learn anything new. Okay. Okay. And again, like last year, I know there was a focus on arithmetic and algebra both, right? The arithmetic
Yeah.
focus was less. So did you guys were focusing very heavily on arithmetics, or what
Yeah,
section?
I was actually doing
Hmm.
arithmetic quite a bit.
Okay. Okay. Lakshay, what about you?
I actually had good points from my schooling, so I was like, I didn't practice anything. Like I just you focus on mocks. What will come, I'll tackle it.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. Perfect. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Pradipta's asking how chill do we need to be before the exam? I'm confident, but I haven't scored above 15 mocks. Is my confidence delusional?
Yeah, there's no need to be underconfident, but please
Right.
quite a good score.
Okay. Okay. And as we were discussing before, it can turn out to be a best mock, which is what
Yeah.
happened for Rahul, right? So
Yeah.
that 50 can very well go up to a very high number. So
80 or 90 could be.
perfect. Perfect. Okay. Uh, Great. 1 second. Okay. Madhuvant is asking, I'm contemplating whether to apply or not for IMT or not solely on the basis of my performance in mocks. Ideally, with what scores do you guys recommend even applying? Anything of that sort?
You think you can get more than 90, 92 percentile?
Okay. Okay. So then it would be advisable to apply. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, folks, this is a good time to remind you, IMT Ghaziabad applications close on 21st November, which is Thursday. The link is there on chat, right? It's been pinned on chat. So definitely if you're considering to apply for IMT Ghaziabad, definitely fill up their application as soon as possible. Don't leave these things for the last minute. Okay. Last week is going to get crazy. There are a number of colleges that are closing. So just submit those applications as soon as possible. Okay. All right, 1 second. Right. I think this question came up again, but I'll take it again. How many sets did you try in DL?
I tried to attempt 3, but I ended up giving 2 because those were the ones I was confident with.
Okay. Okay. All right. Lakshay?
on seeing the sets, I was like, I can easily solve these 3 sets, and I committed a huge mistake.
Okay.
I I put a wrong. When I was solving, I put a wrong value in that, and it wasted my whole 20 minutes.
Okay. Okay. So how many did you end up solving?
So like I was solving my first set, and 7 minutes were remaining.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So I solved 2.
Okay. But you ended up doing quite well, right? The percentile was
Yes.
quite high. Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. Uh, Great. I think I've covered most of the questions here, folks. If you have any more questions, definitely put them in chat. But otherwise, just to sort of in the last leg of the session, just any general general advice for your juniors, right? I mean, just sort of remind yourself of the time that you were there in the last week, 7 days away from CAT. Any sort of general gyan motivation that you guys have for these students?
Nothing. It's
Just
just to chill a bit and hope that the other people in your whatever slot it is, you don't have toppers in your slot.
Right.
You get the
Okay.
highest marks.
Okay. All right. What about you?
just don't take too much pressure. Remain chill. Enjoy before the exam. And
And don't get
if
discouraged as well because the scaling
yes,
can help you a bit.
yes, and if you don't have slot one, don't try to check the slots or questions of the slots which previous slot had. Like you have I have a slot 3. I didn't check the questions for slot 2 or slot 1 because those are not going to come, and it will just increase your nervousness
Definitely.
over time.
Yeah. That's good advice. All right, perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much, folks. I think we've answered quite a few questions, so we'll wrap it up now. Definitely, we've discussed a number of things about mocks, about their tips around each sections, anxiety and stuff. These folks made it last year, right? They did really well in CAT 23, so definitely pay attention to their advice. If you have any more questions and you're watching this session later, you can put it in comments. I'll be in touch with them. So I'll just definitely get their viewpoints, and our team will get back to you on comments itself. Okay. So just a reminder, applications for IMT Ghaziabad close on 21st November, Thursday. So definitely consider applying. And if you're serious about applying, please send in your applications as soon as possible. Okay. The link is there on chat. We'll put it in our YouTube description and comment section as well. Okay. Lakshay and Rahul, thank you once again. Great session, great tips. And hopefully you'll see many of these folks as juniors in IMT Ghaziabad next year. Take
Thank
care
you.
of them.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Boss.
Okay. Thank you, folks. On YouTube, I'll see you. I think we're going to have another live session next week, so I'll see you again. Thank you. Bye.